Yes, man. What is going on? Hey, my name is Gerald Peters, and welcome to the Money Flow Sunday service. What's up, Michael? Give me a minute here, YouTube. Make sure we're tracking. I'm going to throw Instagram on just for a minute. Hey, on YouTube, man, what states have we got? Let me know what state you're in, man. We're about to start. Just going to welcome some people in the church. We're on Instagram too, but we're live on YouTube. That's where we archive the Money Flow Sunday service. This idea is not about ticker symbols, but it's about a philosophy, about getting our direction right and where we're headed. And listen, you got to have a path. You got to have a blueprint if you're going to exceed. These markets are chaotic, but we got to make order out of the chaos. Being a trader or an investor takes a fair amount, and in my opinion, a lot of faith. You've got to have faith in the history. You got to have faith in the past. Now, the government will tell you past performance is not indicative of future results. Is not indicative means it isn't necessarily apply. And yet they use past data to put out their little reports to raise interest rates up and down. Mr. Bernanke, JP, past performance is not indicative of future results. California, Tennessee, Skylar, man, I didn't know you were in Tennessee, man. I'm looking at buying a house in Tennessee right now. Shayla says she's in Texas. I'm in Texas right now. Last thing I need is another goddamn house, but that's what strike that. 520 on the recording. Cursing in church, man. Trying to refrain from doing that. I appreciate Sunday service. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. We're trying to I lost my enthusiasm a little bit for him, but it's all right, man. Not for trading and everything else. It just, we're on Instagram right now. Probably won't stay on that long, man, before I move to let you know we're over on YouTube. I'll give you the ID. It's the standard full auto 11211, but then you add a 25 on YouTube because I kind of jacked that up back in the day. A little tip I would advise you, go get your name on OnlyFans. I know that might sound dumb, but that thing ever goes public, you sure want to have your name on it. 5 years from now, they're doing different things on there. Or you want to share your dirty pictures with your girlfriend and be like, freak her out and go, hey, baby, I made a OnlyFans just for you. You're my only follower. I have one at Full Auto 11, just so you know. I wanted my name because they start taking our names, and I didn't want one of you dudes posing nude as me. But they'll take your name and they'll use it against you, man. They'll act like they're you. So just a tip. You might want to go get your kids' names on some places. That's just a public announcement while we're in church. To let you know, you might want to, some of you got kids, and here's what I'm going to try to advise you to do tonight. If you're in the money flow, you're ordered by God. You don't really have a choice. And if you're not doing it, you're out of fellowship, man, to be honest. And that is, some of you have children who don't have buy and hold accounts, and that is not acceptable by any stretch of the imagination. Now, you might just, if you have a bunch of money and you already got that shit covered, don't worry about what I'm saying. I'm talking about new young bucks. Easiest way, man. You go over there to M1 Finance. They don't need a college account, man. They need a money account. Okay, you don't need a retirement account. You need to get a little bit richer every day. See, one thing when people talk of the reason I was just reading here, and this is the purpose of church, is to help. A lot of times church is just for the, what do you call it? What they used to say, he's preaching to the choir. It says right here, for many Americans, retirement savings are coming up short. Well, yeah, I believe that, man. Over here, I was writing, I pulled out one of my notebooks, and I told my wife, hey, if I ever kick the bucket, try to sell these online. You probably get some money for them. It says modern day path for retirement. These are my handwritten notes, by the way. I do this a lot. The modern day path to retirement is a lie. Now, I don't mean that retirement accounts are a lie. This is the S&P 500, by the way, going back to the year 1992. I wish when you were born here, your daddy would have listened to me and did what I said right there and opened you up an account. And he just put some money into the S&P 500, didn't worry about it. And when he watched Fox News and got all scared, he didn't run out and buy gold and bury it in the yard. Okay. Listen up, Merle. The Democrats, they're not coming for your money, man. Listen, you just got to get more sophisticated with your money, and you'll see these movements here. Now, what I'm going to show you, these are what I call movements. These are stages, okay? These are stages. This is a chart. You may have never seen a chart. Sometimes people will make a bigger deal out of it than it is. This is just you're looking through the windshield, man. If you're a scientist and you were looking through a microscope, you don't go, oh my God, I don't know how to work a microscope. You would just look through it. And if you're a race car driver, you'd have a windshield. Well, in the stock market, all we have is this right here, man. All we have is this right here, these bars. And for some of you, I know you like candlesticks. Ain't that big a deal, man. Here, let me make you feel comfortable in church. Let's put it as a candlestick. Do you feel better now, baby? Do you like the big fat candle right there? The 5525. Now, as a trader, we come into this world. Where am I at? Let me turn this off, man. He said, smart tip, never thought of that. Imagine if your daddy would have thought of you. If he'd have came across me. Imagine how much richer you would be. This is the S&P 500 as by the ETF, the SPY, SPY. This is one of the most revolutionary ETFs to ever come about. This is actually the single most valuable thing on planet fucking Earth is the S&P 500. Some of you guys out there having babies, having sex in the back of a car seat, breaking the Lord's rules. And then your little girlfriend has a baby. And you guys, you know what we should do? We're having a baby. We should celebrate the baby. Go give our money to corporations. Instead of celebrating the baby and making the baby rich. So look, anywhere in here, look at this. This is all the way back. Oh my God. But what if the market crashes? What if the look at all the wars and the rumors of wars and the viruses. This is it. And you still have people in this world. I don't know if I should invest in the stock market, Gerald. I'm in church today, so I'm gonna. Oh man, did my shit lock up? Oh. Don't tell me we locked up, man. That is not a way to start church. Give me a second here, man. Yep, you can blame your mom and dad for not being rich. Okay, we're back. Now here's what oh man. Boy, this is going to cause me problems. All right, looks like we might be back, man. Sorry about that. My computer had a little lockup. So I converted these to candlesticks to make some of you happy. I know some of you guys like this. These candlesticks. I prefer bars. It doesn't matter. The point to this is that this is a picture into the window of the soul of, let's do high bar, low bar. And what I began to notice and what I began to see, let me take this back a little bit, man. It's a nice little breakout going down in bonds right now. Bonds have been one of the most beat up assets in the world, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't care. So in order to master this game, part of the game is you have to actually care. You have to wake up with the idea that, damn, I want to get a little bit richer every day. I don't think about retirement. Don't really give a F about it. Trying not to curse in church. And I'm not saying don't do a 401k or any of that. I'm not saying that. Do whatever you can do. If they're matching you, shit. Any of you that want to match me, feel free to let me know, and I'll tell you what I put in this month, and you could send me that. I would love to have a job where they match me, but unfortunately, I work for myself. Fortunately, whatever you want to say it. So I got to create my own matches, and I got to create my own income, and I got to create my own assets. Okay. I can't trust human resources. I can't trust some unknown company in fucking Wall Street. I said it, I cursed 559 in church. Some Wall Street firm managing my money that I don't know who they are, what's going on, So don't be fucking shocked when you don't have any money. But we got to trust, man. But I'd rather you develop skills. And that's what most of us here, the faithful, we're gathered, man. That's the choir. And this, what you see right here, this chart of the S&P goes all the way back to 1993, back when your mama and your daddy were first kissing. And I wonder if your daddy was thinking, man, I hope they come out with that S&P 500 ETF so we could make our kid rich. I was thinking that about the Bitcoin one, man. I hope they come out with this Bitcoin one so I can make people rich. And that's what happens. There's a lot of people that know me using the money flow that have made a lot of money, just being faithful to the process, to themselves, to the path. Now look at this right here. It says, for many Americans, retirement savings are coming up short, while financial advisors and commentators, two of the dumbest professions, well, I shouldn't say that about all financial advisors. I'm sure there's one or two out there that are pretty good. While every one of them I've ever met are dumb as dirt and didn't understand a fuck thing about stocks or how to use a chart. So I don't know why the fuck anybody, I'm going to say it, you're going to have to give me a couple minute exemption for cursing in church. I don't know why the fuck anybody would use one when they don't know fuck jack shit about sector rotations or fucking how to use charts, but I digress. You guys are out of your fucking minds. Anyway, financial advisor and commentators often recommend investors to shoot for a nest egg of $1 million. I think that's too small, by the way. There's not a single state in which the average retirement balance is even close to that figure. That means everybody is fucking broke, unless you're in the money flow, or maybe some others. I saw my friend Chris is on here. What's up, Chris? What are you doing, man? We got a celebrity trader in the house. We got a couple of them, man. Who else did I see come in? Appreciate you guys coming to church, man. Appreciate you coming to church. Shit, I even see some people. I want Bit to go, man, and Bitcoin ain't going to no 30, man. You guys better let that go. You better worry about the money flow. Don't worry about where it's going. The price don't matter, man. The price of an asset doesn't matter. People make this is a basic misunderstanding, fundamental flaw in most people's psychologies. They think price doesn't matter. Price don't matter, man. Here's the thing. Here's why it doesn't matter. If you look on here, one of the core tenets of the money flow is the stock market goes up as much as 71% of the time. So it don't matter what the fuck the price is. It's going up. The problem is it's not in a straight line. Okay. It's not in a straight line, and prices can only do one of three things: move up, move down, or do the little jiggy sideways. That is one of the things it can do, man. I believe that prices do this and they move in 4 stages. And by identifying the stages, we can better allocate our resources. Now, this here is bonds, okay? I know some of you, even if you're from the hills of Tennessee, you might get this, man. And what I use, you see this here, is it as we call these indicators. Oh, man, I'm back on YouTube. I got control again, man. Nice. We got 93 people on YouTube live for church, and we got over 100 on it. Well, we were at 100 on Instagram. I appreciate everyone showing up, enthusiasm. I wish everybody was this damn excited about the market when it was cheap, man. Back when I had to yell at people. You go check my Instagram on December 24th, I said, or it was the 23rd, don't buy you greedy, crumb snatching, freeloading children toys. Ladies, they're just going to throw them away, put them in the trash. It's going to make Chinese companies rich. Buy those little beautiful people Bitcoin so they'll love you forever, mom. Don't buy them Chinese shit. Buy them Bitcoin. Now, that was back when Bitcoin was back. Let's see. Where was Bitcoin back then? When Gerald, why would you say that? You got to buy the little kids dumb toys. That's why we be Americans. But we don't have any money. Let's see. Let's go back to the, yeah, man. Let's take it back. Oh, look at this one. Where were we? Oof, man. I know Chris on here. Me and Chris were texting when that bitch was in the previous year's Christmas. We were texting and it was in the 15s. I don't know if Chris remembers that. And on that weekly chart, look at that doji right there. You got a doji literally at the very bottom. The most basic of chart books, of technical analysis everywhere. We call that a reversal candle. And then you can just simply draw a line as a stop and then just pour it in. And if it comes back, you'd have been stopped out. That's called rules-based trading. So you remove all of your little emotions and, oh, I don't know. You remove all of that and you approach it with a rules-based process where you look at something and you decide, okay, is there a thesis that this thing might go up? Is it possible that this will go up? And you say, oh yeah, I'm in the money flow. Assets go up 70% of the time. So cool. That might mean the odds are kind of in my favor here, okay? And you say, well, I don't know about that, Gerald. This is Bitcoin. I don't know if it always goes up. Okay, so we all I can do is go with history. Now, the government says the past performance is not indicative of future results, and you can't base trading or investing off the past. Okay, but then the Federal Reserve goes and takes all that past data and puts out reports and then controls the economy. But you're not supposed to do that. So that's why I wanted to tell you that. So if we were to look at this chart, and this is, I'm going to do it from like a third grader. Like I'm not that smart. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a circle on the lowest level that I see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Looks like it's about right here. Okay. Then let me see. Come on, little Johnny. It's probably right there or maybe right in here. So they're about the same, right? Okay. Now let's take a ruler and a pencil and let's connect the two. Now, what do you see? Right? What do you see? What has happened throughout all of history that Bitcoin has been around? What has happened? For the faithful, they have been paid handsomely. So all we got to do is follow the money flow. So the money flow says, I was re-looking at this. This is my 2019 boot camp. That's the boot camp, man. Boy, that's some rough footage too, man. That is not what you call high quality thing. But man, I gave some diamonds. Anybody that went through that, honestly, should have a lot of money right now with everything we've seen. I don't know how you wouldn't. Look, I even look younger. This is what, 4 or 5 years ago. My first attempt at what is swing and position trading? How much money do you need to start trading? What about charts? What are indicators? How to bank profits? When to close a trade? Position size? What to trade? Building a portfolio? Buying bottoms? Buying breakouts? The runaways? Moving averages? Support and resistance. So I just dumped my brain into this, and it's pretty rough and raw. And this is an ebook that goes with it. And then there's videos. It's pretty rough though. I'm gonna be honest. Some parts are hard to watch. All right, back to what I was saying. So fundamental principle of this is philosophy or faith. You have to have faith that the stock market will go up. So that's why I get mad at people that I meet. They're always talking about it going down because that is the exact fucking opposite of the philosophy of the money flow. Markets go up. They always go up. Every once in a while, they go down. And when they do, that's called volatility. Volatility is not risk. Volatility is opportunity, because without volatility, we can't get prices lower if we believe it's going up. That is my edge that I never fucking doubt. Bam. Mic drop, go home. See you later. Give me just a second. I mean, we just summarized the whole damn thing, though. Jesus said that thing. The Pharisees came to him and they said, hey, man, it seems like you're not really following the rules the way we thought you're supposed to. Can you summarize them for me? And he said, yeah, man, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Love your neighbor. Take responsibility and love God. Everything else is in the middle. My man says buy low. Every day's low, my friend. In 2009, Look at this. This was pretty low here. This was my first experience of dealing with a crash. This leg right here. And I turned $75,000 into about 30. And that little thing right here, this is the God's honest truth, man. Let's say I'm running a Discord here and I got my email and I'm trying to, I read I spend 6 to 8 hours a day on stock market, researching, reading, going through a portfolio, checking values. I spend an enormous amount of time doing it. I'd rather do that than do almost anything else. So sometimes people will say things to me like, what are you going to do to enjoy life? I've been doing that for a very long time, sir. What is it you would like to do? Sit on your ass and spend money? So I never understand what that means, since I do what I do to enjoy life, man. That's what I'm doing. So these are the little bumps we've had. Now there's whole industry, there's books, there's newsletters, there's entire TV channels, there's entire websites dedicated to the fact that the U.S. stock market's going to crash, debt levels too high, and it's all coming to an end. And you should buy the 4Gs, gold, guns, grub, and what is the other one? Gold, guns, grub, and whatever. And that's all I've heard my entire adult life. The market's going to crash. Debt's too high. Republicans are going to destroy the planet. Everybody's going to move fucking Canada, depending on. That's all I've heard. Different groups just bitching and bitching. There's no opportunity. There's nothing fair in America, and the system's fucking rigged. Okay. So while you sit in your little pity party, all I've seen is fucking opportunity. This is what the whole time. So when everybody's back here, 2003 crying, look, that was one of the best buying opportunities, right? But here's what happens, man. Look at that. Then look at this one. I lived through this one too. Okay, now watch this though. So I stay the course, man. I ride it up. When I get up into here, man, it's more money. But you got to remember, I'm out on the streets buying real estate. That's where most of my money's going. I'm taking the rent and I'm putting it into the stock market. And I'm learning to trade. This is trading right here, okay? Trading means I'm trying to catch a bottom of a stage 4 and find myself an anchor point. And then I'm going to push a bunch of money into that. And I'm going to put a stop here. And if it hits it, I'm out. I don't care if I lose, man. It is not a big fucking deal. A lot of people struggle with losses. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you were raised in some sort of family where you were always a winner. And nobody ever told you no or shut the fuck up or go sit down or whatever. Let me see here. Let's see. But losing is part of trading. Investors shouldn't lose much. It violates Warren Buffett's first rule. Hold on. Let me find this. Let me go to my coins here. This is one of our trades. One of the first rules, never lose money. Well, guys, you got to understand, he's not talking about traders. That's not trading. That's investing. It's a different hat. Oh, man, look at the clean spark ride we had. This is trading. So, look, you notice this isn't annotated because I mark it as we go. Okay, so if you're in the MFG, you can get these charts. As I mark them up, they'll appear in your account. Okay. As I mark these up, if you have my chart pack, you'll get them and they'll update. Now, I haven't needed to update over here. Why? Because we just ran. Okay. You can't tell the apex till it's over. It's probably going to be here, but we've still held the 20, so I can't mark it just yet. Here's our breakout. We already knew that. This is where we added. So the breakdown of this right here. There's our anchor point. There's the stage 1 buy. Right? Same setup here. That's called trading. Now, as an investor, believing that over time, now this is not, you got to understand, when you say the stock market goes up over time, that doesn't mean every fucking stock. And so this is where you have to use some sense, some common sense. ICT. Come on, man. Go eat up. You know what, sir? ICT. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I never even heard of this guy. And most of those dudes, when I look at, dude, I was calling in orders on the fucking phone when you and your mom hadn't even gotten together in the back seat yet. You weren't even born in sin yet. I was fucking calling in trades. Is your chart pack something new? Well, if you're in the MFG and you get my text messages and you pay the slightest fuck attention, you would know. Okay. I sent it out in a text and we talk about it in Discord. So if you're in the MFG and you don't know, that may be a fucking sign to pay attention. You might be missing out on a lot. But I'm so busy, Gerald. I have all these things going on at my work that will probably outsource you first chance they get. Let's see. Where's it at? Shade of the week. He says, can you make a mini video on steps now to buy? Man, don't talk during church, bro. You go make that video and report back to me or I'll fucking block you. Here we go. Zcoin. You go make the video, man. Don't give me no fucking video ideas. If you knew what the fuck videos you needed, then I wouldn't have needed to write the money flow. You would have just told me what to write. Anybody got a suggestion on what book I should write since everybody seems to know what's up? Or you could just be quiet and listen. Nobody really cares about your opinion right now. They're not here for that, okay? Here was our entry. So if you're on my Instagram, if your hands reach, I know it's a lot. It's $9, okay? But this is one I'm going to put out. If you're new in crypto, I did everything but come to your house and click the phone, okay? I did everything I could. I begged. I did everything I could. I send pictures. I'm posting it. I'm being obnoxious. I'm saying things. I've done everything I can do except push it in the phone for you. And people actually will ask me, hey, Gerald, can you make a video on how to use my thumbs when I'm using my phone? So right here, that was our anchor point. This was our entry. What does that say? $22, okay? And then today is what? $31. Boom. I think that covers the $9 for a few years. But here's what a guy will do. He'll get that and he'll credit that. If that makes money, he'll credit that to his genius for listening. If it doesn't make money, he'll be like, why did I listen to this dickhead? So here's another one. I want to give it. This is trading, okay? This is trading. I'm trying to catch this swing. Now, if you look at this, look at this. You can see this sideways movement and down, And yeah, it can get a little, you can get into gray areas. He can get it. It can get into gray areas. Okay. And that's called technical analysis, man. There are hundreds of financial newsletters that will overwhelm you with stock picks. Each will tell you how great their picks have performed. Here's the S&P. Let me hear about your stock picks. I'm a genius. Are you, sir? Or did the market go up? There are hundreds of financial newsletters that will overwhelm you with stock picks. Each will tell you how great their picks have performed. What you don't see advertised is the trade predictions that lost their subscribers money. Because of our need as humans to find what we want outside of ourselves, we fall victim to people who don't have our best interests at heart. These alert type services vendors know their subscribers will only hang around for a few months. See, one of the difference, at least around with me, is I'm right in there with you, man. So I day trade during the day. I swing trade during the day, and then I do buy and hold dividends. I'm sit there in Discord with you. You got my goddamn phone number. I'm trading with you, man. I'm trying to make my money trading. That's what I'm trying to do. Everything else is trading and investing. So that's how I've made my living, man. I would take the money from my W-2. I would push it into real estate. I'd take the money from real estate and start pushing it in dividend stocks. Right. And then as I began to watch these and study the market more and more and more, began to see what looked like patterns. And I came across this guy named Stan Weinstein. Let me show you CART. Now, we've been talking about CART for a long time in my newsletter. If you know anything, I tell people how to do. One way to get me not to like you is you go buy an IPO, because that means you're a dumbass. And I don't like to be around dumb people. Buying IPOs is never do that. Never, never, never. Okay. Here's the CART IPO. It did what all IPOs that are overhyped do. They lie. They go on a sales pitch around the country to pump it up. What happened when Bitcoin IPO'd, by the way? Let's go look. You remember what happened when Bitcoin IPO'd? When it became an ETF? That was the IPO, by the way. What happened to Bitcoin when it IPO'd? All IPOs are bad. Right? Where was it? Over here. Right? We had this little sell-off. All of them do that. Facebook, Netflix, Meta, Amazon, Snowflake, Uber. You can buy them all cheaper. Almost, well, I'd be willing to go and say I'm 100% for certain. Within the next 6 months to a year, you will buy that stock much cheaper. And that's how I made a bunch of money in Uber. Just waited. And then it came to me. Now look at this incredible zone we had in here. Really could bring it in of just these. We've been buying this just every day, all the stage ones. Why? Because every one of you lazy fuckers have this on your phone and you will order from it rather than get in the car or go somewhere. Because Americans, if they do one thing, it'll be spend and waste money. If there's one thing I believe, it is that. I know for a fact, certain. Man, I've seen homeless people use Instacart and Uber. So, hey, man, don't ask questions, Caroline. Nobody cares about your stupid crypto picks or your stock picks, okay? Nobody cares. Be quiet. You're in church. Nobody cares. Listen, I'm trying to help you, right? Nobody cares. What do you think we think about Shiba? What I'm trying to show you is how to trade altcoins, how to fish for the rest of your life, how to finally make your dad proud. Let's see. This is it, this pattern right here. This is how I believe stocks move. Now, we might argue about the indicators. You might use some, I don't. It don't matter. A lot of indicators say the same thing, right? A Bollinger Band is the same thing as RSI. It's just displayed different. It's just taking math, taking numbers. So when stocks open, when you see the stock market open, let's pull this up. So where's CART? Right here. When CART opened up on Friday, that little tick to the left, that was the open. And that little bit below it, that was the low of the day. And then it ran up, and that was the high of the day. And right there, you saw some profit taken. Look how, well, guess what the true value is? According to Morningstar, it's $33 a share. Somehow they IPO'd at 40, but now it's $30. Why? Because don't buy IPOs, man. It's always a scam. Came back down. Now, I think this stock's going to be worth a lot more. I'm not even bothering trimming or whatever, but if you're a trader, this is where you start downsizing the trade. See, the RSI is just a tool. It's not always right. We've seen it run on Bitcoin. So you got to be careful how you use it with crypto coins. Let me give you an example right over here. Look, if we put a bar, and this is just one of our indicators. And so we use these all in conjunction with the brain that God gave us, that little noggin at the top of your head. You're going to use that, man, and you're going to try to develop experience. This is why I don't want you running filters. You need to get some. The goal isn't to see how little you can look at charts. It's to find how much time you can do it. Okay, the goal isn't to see how quick you can trade. The goal is to find how much time can you do it. Okay, you need experience. You need time. Right? You're supposed to be trying to do. You understand that if you figure out market rotations, how easy you can become a millionaire? I mean, it's crazy. All you got to do is follow these sectors. So anyway, Bitcoin hit the RSI right here, man. Look how far it goes. So you can't use the RSI. I get a lot of new traders think, oh, I'm going to short the market. The RSI is high. It's so dumb. It's immature. It means instantly it tells people, like, you have not spent much time on these charts, have you? You haven't been through many cycles, have you? Yes, it will pause it and you'll see it kind of drift down. And yes, that starts it, but that it's not, markets can work off RSI through time, man. Through time. They don't have to sell off. Or even if they do, a lot of times it can just be tiny sell off. What did you gain here? Maybe if you were quick and you took that money and you rolled it, what I call rolling profits forward, maybe you could have done something like that. Let's see. I've been buying some helium here. Let's see. I put a few pennies that I'm watching right now, guys, into the Discord. I'm not going to talk about pennies out here. I don't want to try to be accused of moving the market. Now, this is what I call breakout. If you've ever watched me during the day and I talk about the coming together of these moving averages, see how they've come together right there? That right there, my friends, is this right here. We're the stage one accumulation zone where you can clearly see shares are for every share sold, one's being accumulated. Appreciate you, Lisa. What's up, Professor? Day trade professor, celebrity trader in the house. Coming to church. That's good, man. And so my goal as a trader, don't confuse it, guys. Don't trade in your buy and hold your trades. Separate your accounts. Okay. Becoming financially free is a deliberate fucking decision and a deliberate act. And you're going to end up with, I don't know, I got like 9 accounts, 2 crypto accounts, 5 E-Trade accounts, 26 insurance policies, 5 checking accounts, 7. Yeah, it's fucking, it's a responsibility if you want to be wealthy. Like, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Okay. You don't get to have your one little thing and that's just the way life works, man. I have a partnership, an LLC, all these things, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit. That's what comes with it. Some of these stocks are MLPs. They're going to send you K1s. Some of them are REITs. They're going to send you K1s. You're going to have tax stuff. That's called being an adult. Okay. You want that. You want responsibility. You want to raise your hand. You want more houses. You want more things. You want more assets. You want more trouble. That's how you get wealthy, man. See, the guy with no responsibility, they're called fucking homeless. Nobody depends on them because they can't be depended on. So what I'm waiting for, just like you saw here, for price to break above that 20-day moving average and that 5-day exponential and that 5, appreciate you, Professor, to come together. And when they do, you hear me play that song a lot, the Beatles song, Come Together, man. That's to remind you of that, man. That's what's happening there. And when that happens, the money is made on that run up. And so if you trade the money flow with me, I'm looking to downsize the trade into predetermined targets because I believe price has memory. And that's why you get a pattern like this. And this is a fractal pattern. You're going to see it on different time frames. So I trade the exact same, there's a couple little things I do different when I'm day trading. Just a couple. Other than that, it's almost exactly the same as I would a swing trade. It's pretty amazing if you think, oh, let me hide that. Man, I'm sorry. That keeps going on. But all of this only works. All of this only works if you have a fundamental belief that over time, quality assets go up. Got your the 5th edition of Professor's book in the mail. I need to put that on my story. Sent me a copy. I went and pulled out all the ones I have. I found 3, 4, and 5. This is fractal. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, this is CART, right? Let's put the Qs on. You guys know I like to day trade the Qs. I like to do it on a 1-minute chart, man. Well, I was killing it yesterday too. And there's my pattern, man. So if you're like me, look, that may have got you in. I don't know. That may have busted you out. Wouldn't bust me out. Boom. That little run up right there. Look what happens. Runs up. We hit the RSI and look, previous high. So that's to me, that's a completed pattern. So once that hits, I move my stop to even. If it wants to keep running, it keeps running. But this thing is fractal, man. And look, you can see just little fractal money flow patterns. But we need them to be extended. I need them to run, right? So let me back this up to a 5-minute chart. Do we see any? I do. Look, stage 1. It just pops straight up and then sideways and then down, right? Right now there's my entry, runs up, right? Does it hit it? Yup. And you'll see. And then again, look, stage 1, price dropped under 20, puts in a low, price gets above my trigger, and then boom, look at this run. Now, all you got to do is not close it, man. You got to let it run. So the way I do that is I have predetermined targets, and then part of my is to let it run as long as it wants to run. So I trim into strength, and I'm looking to buy weakness. See what I'm saying? I'm looking to buy weakness. But you can't do that if you don't have a fundamental faith. You don't need to think about retirement, man. You need to think about getting a little richer every day. It says the wealthiest states in terms of average retirement savings is Connecticut. Oh, the boys in Connecticut. You don't think that's because that's where a lot of government vultures live and lawyers? With the average net worth being $545, how much of that you think is their house? I bet it's most of it. Run your net worth without your home involved. With Alaska and Vermont following closely. Well, those are very expensive states as well. North Dakota's average was $319,000. North Dakota's average retirement savings, well, maybe that doesn't count the house then. I'm assuming these people are the lowest in the country. Average savings, not surprisingly, rise with age. The average balance of those 45 to 52 is $179,000. Wow, that is awful. Man. Now, think about this. If at 45 years old, you're at $179,000, and let's say I'm at 45 and I'm at 1.7 million, 10x. Mathematically, the same way that you get from 179 to a million, I get from 1.7 to 10. You get that, right? You get that. Like, you got to get that. Think on that, man. That's why I yell at all you young dudes out there buying your cars and going on your little trips. Yeah, keep doing that. I need dishwashers, man. I need people to I need dividends, man. I need you guys making car payments, man. I need somebody to take the food order. So when you retire, you can get a job at like McDonald's or maybe work the door. But, by then they're going to have a lot of AI. I don't know if that don't scare the shit out of you. I don't know what would, man. Let's see. Yeah, looks like a lot of you guys got into cart. That's good. I'm glad to see that. A lot of people made money in cart. My largest trade right now is bonds, setting up on a stage 2. Hopefully we get a nice run. So I always ask myself that. See, I know what I can do with money, right? So I'm up 16%. What was it? 16, 17% on my trading account on the year. I know what I can do with money. So if a guy said, hey, man, let's go drop $8,000 on this, I think, I've been able to double my money every 4 to 5 years. Why don't I just double that and then double that, and then we'll really kick it? Because trust me, 40 is not that old, man. There's a big difference between being 40 with $160,000, $70,000 in the bank and being 40 and you got a net worth of $3 million. There's a big difference in quality of life, big difference in how you start to make decisions. Because you can YOLO when you're young. At a certain point, even nature itself will start to squeeze on you and make you realize, fuck, I got an issue here. And it comes home hard. If you have that boot camp, look at this one. This pattern that hit was like actual picture perfect. You'll see this pattern a lot is, look where it happened right here. Bam. It's called a broken family. There's zero reason to jump in on this. This is a newbie mistake too. If you're in the MFG, if you post that you bought that, all you're gonna do is I'm just gonna be like, well, don't be a dummy next time. You don't want to buy that. You want to let it come in. until these moving averages get together, it can't go anywhere. Mathematically, it can't go anywhere. Look over here. It didn't go anywhere until they came in, man. So you got plenty of time. So your goal is to be patient and let that drip in. The reason being is you're allocating money to this that you could have been allocating the money to something that went up, and then you're trimming that to add this 2 weeks later. And that slight fucking difference is called skill. And when you have skill applied day after day after day, when other people half-ass do it, can't find time to do their homework, not that good at traders, don't really that's why I smash them. And so I won't feel bad at all. Why would I? I got skills. So you can, learn to wash dishes. That's a skill, or you could take your money from washing dishes and learn a skill that can grow exponentially, right? So you got to, man, you know how many people I told, I'm going to leave the Bitcoin thing alone. That one's already run, right? You know how many people I've been telling to buy cart? Every friend I know, I'm on the phone telling people. I'm on Campfire Real Estate telling all my real estate people, buy cart. You all fucking use it. It is on your phone. It is dirt cheap. You think I have a friend that bought it? Outside of the MFG? No, man. But one of the things they complain about, I ain't got enough money, Gerald. No shit. Because when God appears and gives you something, you're too blind to see it because you're inside yourself. All you see is you and the world according to you. And you can't see it when he shows up. Does a little knocking for you. These are so easy, man. You don't need filters. You need to open your fucking eyes and care. That's all you need to do, man. Care. Man. Care. Just $1,000 in Bitcoin's 5 or 10 grand now. Wouldn't an extra 10 grand right now? Some of you, that would make all the difference in the world. That would give you an actual day trader's account. That could pay for your kids' daycare for the next thing. And what was the reason not to? Because I was going to go with my girls. We're going to go to Lake Apachuca. Let's see. Among ethnic groups, white household groups have the highest median retirement savings at 79. I would have thought it'd been Asians, to be honest. Latinos having the lowest. It's really difficult to get Latinos into the stock market. They come from a country where they don't trust the government. Men on average have more than double retirement savings than women. That's because of stay-at-home moms, duh. Let's see, which that's hers too, half of hers by law. So a lot of times these articles are written not very good. While there are numerous factors dragging down the averages, perhaps the biggest symptom is low participation rate among Americans. In other words, Americans are just dumbasses. There's no other word for what Americans are. They're just dipshits. They have access to the internet. They have access to all these things. They come over here. They can learn all this stuff, and yet they still don't put, it's just tons of them. Half of them do. And then the ones of us that do, that's why I'm always saying, once you get going, this is easy, man. I got people starting a money flow. They got almost no money. Man, 3 years later, they got like $200,000-$300,000 net worth. Well, guess what happens in the next 2 or 3, 4? All of a sudden, it's $600,000-$700,000. What if they get their skills trading down? They get lucky and catch a trade or two. Now they're able to pay cash for a car, right? So they don't have car payments. So now that money goes even further, okay? Because once you understand, there's no rush. Sometimes people say, is this a good time to invest? Every fucking day is, dude. Once you understand cycles of every day is a good day, man. Every day is a good day. So let me find this one. Every day is a good day, man. Look at this. Okay, insurance. So these are different sectors. S&P housing. Materials, and you can look up what stocks are in there. So I study these. What am I looking for? The ones that are underperforming. XLF, that's banks, XLI, XLK. What do we got here? Consumer staples. The RSI is kind of low on that. It's only 60. It might could push up. Okay, what's in that? What's in the consumer staples? That'd be Campbell's, right? Let me show you Campbell's. That's what I'm looking at picking up this week. Campbell's. That, my friends, is a stage 2 breakout right there. Well, if you look at that sector, That sector has room to run. Isn't that a little bit more win to my trade? If the rest of the market pauses and we're starting to see bonds break out, is it possible that consumer staples, which is like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, maybe they could run? And so if this stock is undervalued, which it is, right? And you could trade it option. Now that's a waste, man. It just depends on what you're doing. But being a trader, an investigator, and do you look for divergence? Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to leave the YouTube trading. Yeah, of course we look at divergence, man. But we're looking at the fucking money flow right now. And this is the money flow. So I'm looking for this pattern. This pattern right here. And so as I look at it, once I can define what a stage one is, we do that in other videos, right? I got to have an anchor point, price got to hit the trigger. Once I can define that, I can say, okay, this is an accumulation stage, right? And that's what we had right here. And so now it's trying to run. So as a trader, this would be my target, previous high. And by the time it hits that, the RSI will bang. And then I'd let some run. And then we get down into trade management, right? Only 4 things in this world you can invest in. You can invest in yourself. You can own a business. This is the fastest way to get rich, by the way. Hardest way too, though. You can invest in business. This is what I do. Stock market, fastest, easiest way to preserve your wealth, think abundance, okay? Now, if you add some skill sets like trading, things like that, you might could do even better. You need to be realistic with that, though, and give it time. So while you're learning to trade, you should own a buy and hold portfolio of dividend stocks that give you money so that you're doing that too. That's called pushing your intent in the universe. Universe can't give you shit you're not actually trying to do. Okay, so you're not going to build up some passive income fund if you're not actually fucking right now investing in passive income. Okay, that means you don't want passive income. So I don't give a fuck your age or what it is you're doing. You should be collecting dividends all the time. There's no reason anyone on here doesn't collect dividends. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. And then real estate, both an investment and can become a business and become a side hustle, which is what trading is. Trading becomes a side hustle from the side of you investing in stocks, and trading and investing is 2 different things. It says, how do you decide when to reinvest dividends? Well, I'm going to assume you don't have much money, sir, so you should just set yours to drip and not fucking worry about it and put new money in, because your drips are probably going to be tiny. If you have really big drips, then you would just use common sense. If the stock is trading at fair value or premium, I'd probably go in and turn off that dividend to I would turn off that here, let me remove this for a second. We're on YouTube, by the way. Let me pull something up here. I want to show you something. Let me show you something. Now, if you come over here and you click estimated income, all right, we're going to check all brokers that are tied to this thing here, and let's do next week. All right, so this is next week. I got a couple other accounts that I think that one of them has none and one of them has a couple hundred. So that's next week, right? So yeah, I would go through and I would check. And you say, well, how would you do that? This is the homework part. Yeah. And you should be doing this. If you're not, it's because you're fucking lazy and you actually don't want to get rich. So here's mine. This is what I did today. It's not quite done. The money flow, 3/3/24. Dividends I'm collecting this week, $3,247 this week. Okay. And then I'm going to try to add at least $2,000 myself. My goal, or not 2,000, 500 to 700 this week. Right? Because I want to keep making that get bigger and bigger. So I'm trying to get my dividends to be $25,000 a month. So, I mean, I can barely live on that, bro. Having 3 houses, beach house, this shit's expensive, man. And then I invest half my income. So I need to make 25 grand just so I can invest 10 of it, 12 of it, man. Because I want to always keep investing. I want to invest 9,000, 10,000 a month every month. I plan to do that forever. And then if you do that, then the other half is really, really large, right? I want to keep doing that. I want to grow it because I want this to continue to fucking grow. So I've invested half my income for most of my adult life, okay? My wife, we lived on hers. We put all of mine. We invested in either real estate or stocks. And we just did that for about 7-8 years. That base got big enough where then the base was making money. And then I could, start to downsize that some. But that's just wanting it more than you want other things. Okay. So some people want to play football. Cool. Some people want to be rappers. Cool. Some people want to be painters or musicians. Cool. This is what I wanted to do. So doctors go to college for 12 years. I feel like I can give 12 years of my life to put my money into here. Okay. You just got to change how it works. This is not about retirement for me. That's for people with jobs. That's not what I'm trying to do. This is about getting rich and managing money. So I have almost 100 stocks, 17 properties, and we're always looking at where's the best place for money. Where's the best opportunity? So these are stage 3s that I could get money from, may or may not want to do that. And so I break down, these are the stocks that I'm getting dividends on. Well, if you see here, fair to overvalued, undervalued, I haven't finished this yet, but this list, if I see some up here, fair to overvalued, well, I'm going to take the dividend there and I'm going to roll it over to one. I'm probably going to look in the undervalued, and then I'm going to see on the undervalued, are any of those stage 1s? Because if I can catch an undervalued stage 1, right? Like Campbell's is one, Cisco's one right now. Look at this, right? Well, Cisco's actually trading fair value, but it's setting up for a stage 1. UPS, this typically trades at a premium, right? UPS. And look, it's trading underneath the 200-day moving average. And it's a blue chip dividend stock. We call that the B&B. That's a rare phenomenon. When that sets up, man, that's just easy money, man. And you'll see it right here. UPS 3M. So when it says B&B, that means bread and butter. It's another strategy. It's another playbook. It's part of the money flow playbook. It's like 5 different strategies inside the money flow. These are all either undervalued or fair value. But if they're fair value, it usually means they trade at a premium and they're trading underneath the 200. They will almost always get pulled. And I'll show you the last one that completed. It's Exxon. Bought a bunch of Exxon as a B&B trade. Actually bought it on margin. Thanks, Easter Bunny. So I borrowed E-Trade's money to buy a whole bunch of E-Trade or of Exxon right here. Dividend blue chip stock trading at 20% below value underneath the 200. Whoop, boom. Sold half right there. It hit my target. Now I own a bunch of this in my buy and hold portfolio. So I'm very familiar with the stock. So I don't need to go looking for trades. In the 80-something stocks that I own in my buy and hold, there's trades every fucking day. I don't have enough money to trade the ones that I follow and already own, that I don't need to spend a lot of time looking. So you don't know if your strategy works if you hop from stock to fucking stock to fucking stock to fucking stock. So if you're trading Netflix, trade Netflix every fucking day. Stay on it. Wait for the setup. When it sets up, bang it. If you get stopped out, wait, come back to it. Wait, hit it again. And that's how you catch the big moves, man. So you got to begin to kind of shrink your world. You can't just come at me with some wild ass ticker I never heard of, man. I'm looking for quality ones, okay? So let's say it's a penny stock. One that I was looking at is FUBU. Not FUBU, but FUBU, the TV. So look, we got a bottom. It runs up, hits my trigger. Now I'm in the trade. This is a trade, okay? I'm going to get stopped out if it moves down. Boom, I'll be out. And then what? I'll watch to get back in because I think it's significantly undervalued. So I have a fundamental case for this trade. This is a real business. I use their service and it's trading. And so all I got to do is study up on the business and then lay it over the money flow and then just be patient and wait for this right here. This pattern you see right here. sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways. This one could be enormous. It could run enormous. We'll see. And it'll probably stop, right up in here. That looks like a demand zone or supply zone right up in there. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? So here's what you do, Henry. You take your little dinosaur arms and you order my ebook. Now, I know they're tiny and they might not reach your pocket like the T-Rex. The little tiny arms. But ask your mama or your girlfriend if you can have $47. Please, baby, can I have $47 to buy Gerald's ebook? Please, mama. Ask them, and then you'll be a whole lot smarter than you are now. The fact you don't know it kind of makes you in the top echelon of dumbasses. So here's your homework, man. Everybody should be doing their homework, okay? I'm going to holler at you guys on Instagram. And I appreciate everybody being here Sunday at church. We got 141 on there. I didn't even check. And I'm just kidding, Henry. Trying to toughen you up, man. I don't want you to come into the group and you're kind of a sissy because I will pick on you. Because some man needs to pick on you, sir. You need some man in your life that'll speak to you. So when you do dumb shit, he doesn't listen to your bullshit or your crying ass excuses. Some of you guys need a man that leans on you, calls you on your bullshit. You're posting your little vacation pics on Instagram. You just told me 2 months ago you wanted to be a professional trader. Here you are on fucking vacation. Fuck out of here. You think Tom Brady's on vacation when he's trying to get on the Patriots? Man, some people have a misconception of what you have to do to become great at something. It does require you to live different than other people. So I accumulated my millions in trading in the market, owning properties by doing things that other men can't do. I am 10 foot fucking tall and bulletproof. I don't need shit. I don't have feelings like you. I don't get PTSD. I'm not a crybaby. I don't think anybody owes me shit, and I don't want anything from anyone. I am a grown fucking man. Don't want help from the government, from my mama, from your mama. Well, maybe your mama, but not mine. Do you get what I'm saying? I am a fucking beast. I am one of the greatest traders ever. I believe that with all my fucking heart. I wish you believed that, man. How powerful would you be if you believed that? How much better would you have done in Bitcoin if you had faith? All you had to do was have faith. All you had to do was believe the money flow, man. That's all you had to do. If you read that book and just say, you know what, I just believe this shit. Because truth is subjective, man. Everyone picks it. I decided to believe this years ago. Now here, watch when we back it up. What do you see about Bitcoin? Just what the money flow teaches, that over time, this is this year and this is a long time ago. And that same on the S&P, same on bonds, same on CART, same on any quality asset, man. They go up over time. And everyone that worries they just don't know what they're doing, man. That's it, man. That's all it is. You see where it says memorize this? I'm going to holler at you guys on Instagram, man. Wrap up here on YouTube. Appreciate all the support, though. That was very nice of them. A lot of those badges add up, man. You get about 100 a month, man. It's a chunk of money. Hopefully everything went. Oh, dude, I wasn't on. Guys, I was just talking away. I hadn't hit it. Hopefully I hadn't. Had I been doing that for a minute? I was wrapping up anyway, man. I appreciate you guys. Go back. I'll save this on YouTube. We had a lot of people for Sunday service. That's good. I hope that's not just because the market's back. All you guys that disappear when the market goes down, fucking piss me off, man. Don't do that. You're supposed to come to church when you're supposed to study all the time, man. Stop letting life distract you, man, like little babies. Take control, man. You should be more into this when the market goes down, not less. Like, it's not as fun now because now we can't buy anything. You get what I'm saying? You should be excited when it goes down, man. That's when you want to be excited. Don't disappear. Get on it, man. It's going to be a good year, man. Appreciate everybody. Peace.